I was gonna do a live stream, live reaction to the State of the Union, but that joint was way too long. It was like an hour and a half, and I don't think I would want to sit through a whole another hour and a half of that. So I'm just gonna do a quick review of the State of the Union. First of all, let me just start by saying it was probably one of the best speeches that I've heard Trump do. Although Trump is hilarious in his delivery of his speeches, he pauses in the weirdest places. But it was good. It was very good, and he had a feeling and an aura of trying to bring people together. What was surprising to me was to see how many times the Democrats actually got up and clapped for him. Like he kind of put him in the corner. He was saying things that they couldn't like resist. If they didn't clap or stand up, they would look like the biggest buttholes in the world. Like he wasn't saying stuff that was so super dividing. What I did like as well is that he really put his foot down when it came to abortion and dealt with that. I was proud of him for really making a stand on that. Third late-term abortion is evil and wrong, and he hit that head on. So I applauded that, and it was great. And then what were some of the other things he talked about that was good? He talked about the border wall and sort of laid it out that we are not against immigrants. The thing that these progressives do is they try to make it like conservatives are against immigrants altogether. No, it's illegal immigrants, ones that are coming here falsely and wrong, and how that is a detriment to our country. He talked about achievement after achievement after achievement. All of these achievements are verifiable. Every single one of them are verifiable, and there's nothing that they could say. There's nothing they could do like to refute what he was saying. And then he mentioned God a couple times. It was just a really good speech. He talked about how we're pulling out of this agreement with Russia because Russia hasn't been holding up their end of the deal. He talked about how we pulled out of NAFTA and how we are creating a new deal that's beneficial for America. He talked about how China has been cheating us all this time, but at the same time, he still has a good relationship with them. Like he all around, he hit all the points well. Now obviously, you have Democrats and some progressives who don't think he did well, and they are not going to give him any props no matter what he does. He could cure cancer, and they're going to say that he's putting doctors out of work. So they're not going to do anything. They're not going to agree with him on much. But there was a lot of opportunity for bipartisan, applause, and he got a lot of it, so it was pretty cool. Now, some of the things that I thought were really interesting was that the women wore the Democratic women all wore white, right? And that was supposed to be the color for women's suffrage, I guess. And they just ended up looking like a choir to me. They looked like a mad, angry, scowling choir that didn't know the right notes and didn't know when to stand and didn't know when to sit down. That's what they just looked like that to me. And Nancy Pelosi was a choir director. But what was crazy is Trump turned that around, turned it up on his ear, and he touted and talked about what he's done for women and how him being in office has been a great thing for women. And they cheered wildly. Like, that's when they got up and cheered wildly and made them look. They came there to like pout and be mad at Trump, but he made them get on their side. This was a brilliant strategic move. Whoever wrote this speech needs to be promoted. It was awesome for him. It was still a long ways to go, a lot of work to do. And then you had Miss Stacey Abrams, who was, the Debbie Downer of the whole thing at the end, talking about how things are terrible and how things are just awful. And I don't know what America she's in. The thing that I thought was just so awesome about the speech was that he made the case for Make America Great Again. Like, what are we talking about here? He had the World War II veterans and people that were rescued from the internment camps, in Germany, the Jewish people, the survivors. And that was very moving. It kind of reminded you of what America is about. Our spirit, the American fighting spirit. In spite of all of our shortcomings and in spite of all of the things that need to be fixed and, we work on, it's a reminder that America is the greatest country on the planet. And the reason why it is because God made it so. In spite of our shortcomings, and we were going to have shortcomings because we're human beings, but God made it the greatest country on the earth so that the gospel could get out and freedom can get out to the rest of the world. Before America, there was not freedom they did not see freedom like we have made it, and exported it across the world. So it was very inspiring. You wanted to be. Even the Democrats were shouting USA. That's crazy. The progressives were shouting USA. So it was I believe it was a great night for him. Is it going to make any differences? He called for bipartisan unity. He made a strong case for unity. As you can see, if you're objective, the Democrats have been obstructing Trump. I think they may be trying to get some payback for when Obama was in office. But they've been obstructing. They won't work with him at all. And when they do work together, they get things done, i.e. the first step Prison Reform Act. That's just the beginning, but it had bipartisan support. So all in all, I thought it was great. Trump's about to go meet up with Kim Jong-un again. I thought there was a lot of funny moments. And the one thing, if y'all watched it, the one thing that baffled me was Nancy Pelosi was behind him. Now, it was cool. I give her some props. She was clapping for him, and she was trying to make sure that the kids in the gallery were not getting rambunctious. But she had these papers that she was reading. What was she reading? We were trying to figure that out. It looked like little scribbles and stuff on it. What was she reading? What did she keep looking at? I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. What it was? You think it was her grandkids' term paper, or was it like jokes, dad joke? What do you think she was reading? All in all, I thought it was good. What did you guys think about the State of the Union address? I thought it was great. Thought it did a lot of good. Stacey Abrams was the wah, and I don't think that it really made much of a case, except to just show that the progressives, not the Democrats, I'm not saying the Democrats, but the progressives are just a bunch of whiners, a bunch of crybabies. So let me know what y'all think. Leave comments below. Let's get some likes on this video. Share. If you haven't seen the State of the Union address, just look anywhere on YouTube and you'll find it. And let me know what you thought. Trump is doing a great job. We have some time to get on the train and do what God's called us to do. Remember, we need to adhere to God's precepts more than what the world says. We're not left, we're not right, but we're up.